Notey note note.
I got a lot to talk about. I brought a lot.
Oh Lord. I am intimidated. Hey everybody, it's Dustin here with the Rewatch Recap and for another episode of Previously On. Now to remind you, we are recording this Sunday before this premieres, so if there's anything that comes up in our discussion that we have not seen yet, that is why. When you see this on Friday, you'll be like, oh, but that already happened. That's okay. We're just doing this ahead of time. Anyway, so I'm here today with my friend Rick Clifton of Queer Magnolias podcast. Woo! Yay!
Hi.
Hey! Rick and I, we started talking because of his podcast, and then he invited me to be on his other show that he produces and writes for, Old Cove, which just got nominated for LA Webfest, which is awesome. And, go to this festival and get all dressed up. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun times. I know you're looking forward to it.
Oh, for sure. And I'm excited that you're coming out. And a lot of the cast is, because it's we record virtually. So a lot of the cast is spread out and everyone's coming to town for the festival. So I'm very excited to actually see people in person.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait to walk arm in arm with everybody and do that walk like they do in beginning credits of Melrose Place. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. We'll do the famous Melrose Place shot. I love it. We can do it on Melrose Avenue. So
anyway, so if you have never watched Previously On, this show we talk about what we've been rewatching personally, what we're currently watching now, and what we're looking forward to coming in the coming months or the coming years. First of all, we're going to talk about what are we rewatching lately? What are you rewatching personally?
Me? Oh my gosh. So I have started rewatching Ghost Whisperer, which is a show that I watched when it was on, and then, it went away, and I didn't really think about it. And I caught this clip on social media from the show, and I was like, God, I forgot how good that show was. And so I found it on Hulu, and so I started watching it, and I've been enjoying the hell out of it. So it's been
I never watched Ghost Whisperer, and you would think that I would because I love supernatural stuff. I like Jennifer Love Hewitt, especially that era of Jennifer Love Hewitt. And then later on, Aisha Tyler came on, and I'm like, there's so many good people who've come and gone on that show. I think I've caught an episode or so, but I just never watched it, and I need to at some point. So
it's a fun one. It's definitely, let's face it, Melinda Gordon was doing the absolute most when it came to those low-rise jeans and those baby doll dresses. And I mean, her outfits, her wardrobe was classic 2000s. Oh my God, the aggressively layered necklaces that she would always wear. It's just great. It's just
that was the era, man.
Yeah, just looking at this stuff. And her hair, in one episode will be pressed completely flat and hanging down, and then in the next episode it's this big, and it's just the greatest. I'm like, no, there's no world in which a real life person would be able to spend that much time on wardrobe and hair and get to work. But then again, she would also roll in late all the time. And she was always leaving work and leaving the shop. She used to run a shop in town. Yeah, and she would always leave the shop to go deal with ghost stuff. She was never able to work. It was always getting in the way.
But somehow that shop stayed afloat, right?
It did.
It's amazing how that happens sometimes. I think it's so funny because I loved Jennifer Love Hewitt on Party of Five. Mm-hmm. And then of course, I Know What You Did Last Summer and a couple other movies she did. And I found out later that she was on Kids Incorporated when I was growing up, and I was like,
oh, I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah. I saw an interview with her about she would rewatch her old episodes. She was like, oh, she's come so long, such a far way from how she acted back then. Because she was like, there was one part where I had we were doing an episode where there was somebody found some jewels, and I had to say, wow, those are diamonds. But I came out, wow, those are diamonds. I just think that's hilarious. And it's really funny to me how Jennifer Love Hewitt goes from this kind of crime-solving medium in Ghost Whisperer to the Client List right after that. So,
oh, that's right. I forgot about the Client List too. Yeah.
When I'm currently rewatching, well, I haven't started it yet, but I'm about to. I'm going to start rewatching Heroes.
Oh.
I have not watched it in so long. I remember the first season was great, and then it started going downhill with season 2. but I stuck with it the entire way. It was only 4 seasons because I like the characters. If you have good enough characters, I will stick around. The storyline has to be horrible for me to go, I'm out, you know? Like with, I keep bringing this up with Riverdale, I was out. Like, I love this, but no, I'm done. I can't do
I
it.
think I watched the first season of Riverdale, and then I kind of just I didn't hate it, but I just was like, eh. So it
It
just
just
didn't
went in
pull
a
me in.
completely different, crazy ass direction. I was like, I'm not prepared for this. Thanks. No, I'm out. Thank you. But
But
yeah,
Heroes, I was obsessed with Heroes. Like I would like that was appointment television for me. That
yes.
was, you clear the schedule and you're there the night it comes on. But then that was a victim of the first big writer strike here in Hollywood because after the first season and it just everybody was just in love with the show. The writer strike really impacted that show and the writing on it for every season afterwards, and they just couldn't recover from it.
So now here we go with the what's new to us portion of the podcast,
Oh,
which is it's new to you. It could be new in general or whatever. So what are you watching that is new to you?
oh my God, I'm obsessed. I'm absolutely obsessed. So this show, like I said, I didn't catch it the first time it was around. The Vampire Diaries.
You're just now
I
watching this?
I am just now starting to watch that, and Aaron and I are on text chain all the time. Oh my God, Stefan! Oh my God, Elaine! I just like and I'm only on season 3, or I just finished season 2. I'm just starting season 3, so I'm not that far into it yet. But I'm just obsessed with this show. It's crazy. I
Oh,
get why everybody. I thought it was gonna be like what is that Twilight. I thought it was going to be Twilight, and it is definitely not Twilight.
well, it
And
does
I
start off as a
just
typical type of CW show with very, teen angsty type of stuff thrown in there. And then it gets into a more like a folklore, adult driven type of thing.
and
Even though
I
it's
just
teenagers, you're like,
love it.
whoa, good twists and good, cliffhangers and
Well,
whatnot. Oh,
like I said, I just finished season 2, and it's
yeah. So it's
insane. It's
like,
crazy.
so yeah, the first 4 seasons are all high school. So they do each season's a semester of school.
Oh,
That's how
really?
it goes. Yeah.
I don't think I figured that part. I haven't figured out the timeline and all of
It's
that
it's
yet.
weird because
So
you're like, wait, they're only just now graduating, but they were juniors in the first season. And so, oh, it's all half years. Okay. And so you kind of had to figure that out. But wow, you're in for like, you have at least 5, 6 more seasons left to go. And
oh
then
my
you
God,
have
I
the
can't wait.
spinoffs. You have the spinoffs. So, because have you met the
Cannot
original
wait.
vampires yet? They've come in, right?
Yes, so they did show up in so the two. So okay, I'm going to back up a little bit because I'm getting excited. I'm getting ahead of myself. What brought me to the Vampire Diaries? Because like I said, I thought it was going to be Twilight. But again, some social media clip I saw of the originals, and I was like, well, I'm going to check out the originals because it takes place in New Orleans, and I was like, New Orleans, I kind of very close to my heart. I love that place, and so I watched the first season of the originals, and I'm like, well, God, there's just so much that obviously ties back to the Vampire Diaries.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back. I was like, let me stop and not go any further on the originals until I go back and at least start watching the Vampire Diaries. So the originals have showed up in season 2, 2 of the 3 that are in the originals TV show. The
Okay.
sister's not there yet. I
Okay.
don't know if she comes. I think she does, but
She does. She
okay,
does. I
but she's
think
not there
so.
yet.
I think the originals leave the Vampire Diaries at the end of season 4, I believe, and that's when
Uh,
the show, the original, starts.
I was gonna look that up because I wanted to know in the timeline where they went to New Orleans. So
Yes, and the cool thing is, so once the originals ends, it gets spun off in a mashup of
legacies.
the Vampire Diaries and the originals for Legacies, which I'm not going to give you any spoilers about because a lot of that kind of gets hinted at the end of the Vampire Diaries. So, that becomes kind of more of like a comical version. It's a little more Buffy, a little more like Buffy, a little sillier and a little more fun. Like they're just like, let's just have fun and throw
Oh,
some
all right,
crap around.
good. Oh, I'm excited. Is Kevin Williamson part of Legacies, or when does he check out?
So he checks out like after the first few seasons of the Vampire Diaries. He's like a producer, but he's not writing actively on it or anything. And then Julie Plec basically takes over from there. She's the one that they co-created the show with him, and they were going to, or they still kind of had plans. They thought of another like a fourth or a third spinoff that they could do.
That I know. So
and they haven't gotten to it yet, and hopefully they do get to it at some point. They better get to it soon, because otherwise people are gonna be checked out, and they need to get it. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead and get into this. Let's do it. But yeah, I'm so happy you started the Vampire Diaries, because I was just telling a friend the other day, like, to me, it's like this generation's Dark Shadows.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
very gothic, but also, suspense and soap opera-y, and and a lot of
And
mythology and whatnot.
as you can tell, I have not done any deep diving yet because I'm worried to go online because I don't want any spoilers. So I'm like,
Yeah.
let me not do a lot of research about these people and all of this stuff because I don't want to, like, I will come across a spoiler and I'll be like, damn
I'm
it.
so glad I wasn't really in social media while the show was running, because I would have been so mad all the time, but people just wouldn't shut up. So I'm glad. It's probably a good thing you started now, when it's kind of like the fan base has died down. We've already
Yep.
seen it. We don't have anything new to add. So it's probably a good thing for you, for sure. I've been watching. I don't know if you know anything about this. You probably do. It's an old web series. It's from the early tens and through the mid tens, and it was LA based. And a friend introduced it to me, and I just finished season 3. It's called Where the Bears Are.
Yes.
I had never watched this show, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this feels like the skits that my friends and I would make, and just the silliness we would do, and it was just so much fun to watch. And I'm going into season 4 now, and every season gets a little bit better and a little more sitcom-y. And it's been really fun to watch. So if anybody's never seen that, it's very much a gay show, very explicit by nature and a lot of the gags and whatnot, but it's fun. It's a fun show. You should watch it.
I have known I live in LA, you know this, and so
Yeah.
I have known some people that have worked on that show and been a part of that show. But I just loved it, and I knew when you were talking about, oh, there's this web series from the 2010s. I'm like, it's going to be Where the Bears Are. It's Where the Bears Are. I know it is. I know it is, and that's exactly how I love it. So it's such a fun show for sure.
Oh yeah. I definitely have some favorites. I think everybody has the same favorites that I have. Of course, and Hot Toddy and Detective Winters. All these. Like, oh, love them, love them. I'm not even a mustache person, but some people can pull it off. So, yeah, I'm like, oh, I really wish I could have worked on this show. I really wish I could have guessed it on it. They need to bring it back and put me in it. I'm a tall, hairy-ish person. Um, I was going to ask you, as a side question, something I didn't prep you for, and I just kind of came up with it. Is there a show that was kind of canceled recently that you wish that they would definitely bring back? And I'm talking about recently, within the last like 5 years.
Hmm.
Even if there's like controversy around it, even if there's like, I'll tell you one of mine. I really wish they hadn't canceled Dead Boy Detectives.
So I was going to say that was actually one of the shows that I started watching, and when I was in the middle of watching it, I heard that it had been canceled, and I'm like, "Well, this is really great! It's such a fun show," and like it's really kind of depressing that it was canceled, and that could spawn a whole other question regarding streaming series and all of this stuff. It's just such a different world and landscape these days. But yeah, Dead Boy Detectives, definitely one of those shows. One Day at a Time, the new one,
Mm,
was another one as well. I was really enjoying that, and that just all of a sudden out of the blue got canceled.
what can you do? I mean,
Yep.
then the breaks,
But there's
Okay.
always going to be like one of the things, and to that point, one of the things that really frustrates me a lot are shows that um, get canceled without any kind of wrap up. Like you left on a cliffhanger, right, for the end of that season, and then you don't get picked back up for the next season, and you don't know what happened to all of these people, and it's very very frustrating. Um,
And reading like a comic book or a novelization continuation, it's just not the same.
yeah,
You want to see it like you started watching it, and it's just never the same.
what was that Terminator series?
The Sarah Connor Chronicles?
The Sarah Connor Chronicles was one of those where I feel like it got canceled and it just left like, oh my God, I loved that show. It was a fun show. And it just
Hmm.
kind of just disappeared. And I'm like, ah, so mad. It was like, there's so many more stories you could tell
I
in that
agree.
show.
They don't, and I think a lot of I think people nowadays, since things are going to streaming much more often, I really believe there's two ways they can go about it. So if you're a showrunner or whatever, you really need to write a show that has possibilities at the end and not a cliffhanger. So that way, in case it doesn't get picked back up, you have a definite ending with like possibilities to go further later on down the line if you want to bring it back.
So
Right?
to that point, go ahead, make your point, but I want to come
Okay.
back to that.
The second one was, I think I posted this online. I was like, I really wish streamers would just go ahead and commission at least 2 seasons of a show when they buy it, when they option the show. And that way, and then they have like a fail safe of like, okay, let's see, season one does not do well at all. Maybe they have an option to, depending on how low the numbers are, they can either like buy the cast out of their second season contract or the lower amount, the cast, the crew, everybody, or they can say, all right, we're only making like a movie to wrap this up. So that way it's completed for the audience who did watch it, as long as there's enough people who watched it to be able to do that for. But I think they really should like invest more. I think they're throwing too much at the wall to see what sticks, and they think they should invest more in their shows. That's just how I feel.
So for the second question, the second part of that for you, one of the reasons that doesn't happen is because the people that are making the deals are business people and not storytellers,
Right.
and so they don't care whether or not the story gets told or not. They just want a deal where everybody gets money, right? Because everybody
Right.
needs to get their piece of the pie. I think it really is up to the storytellers, the showrunners, the creators of the show to really try and push for that, but it's hard to do it in a business where when I'm going to try not to name check some certain streamers, but there's certain large streamers that will what here, I'm going to offer you X amount of money for this idea, and if you start pushing back at me, I'm just going to go get this person's idea. I don't need yours. I've got 50 other people here, and so they don't have the leverage to do that. And it's but if you've got producers, creators, showrunners that have a very long legacy of really great shows behind them, they have a lot more. Like Ryan Murphy would have a lot more power to be able to step into a room and negotiate that versus you and me.
Well,
we're
yeah,
not we're
yeah.
not, we're not going to be able to do it. So
But you have to have some proven record, of course. I
yeah,
get that.
I love. Do you remember Popular?
What's funny was it came on and I was one of the ones I just never watched it. I just never did. I've seen parts of it, but I never watched it. And then I kind of like got away from it after a long
I
time.
didn't watch it religiously, but what I did watch and like in like little spurts, right? I was like, I loved it. I was like, this is really fun, but I just never got to the point where it was in my rotation constantly. But Leslie Bibb came from Popular, and
Hmm.
oh, I know you've probably got a segment for this, and we'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah, we
I
can
want
talk. We can totally talk about White Lotus, because it's current, and obviously what's happened this past Sunday, which is today that we're recording, we have not seen yet, but we did see last Sunday's, and I won't
oh
give
yeah,
anything away, but there was a kiss that probably shouldn't have
oh my
happened,
gosh,
but it kind of like
wow,
intrigued me, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to see more. This is such a train wreck.
I'm ready. Bring it. What do you got?
So okay, I don't want to give I want to give spoilers away because somebody hasn't seen it, but talking vaguely, there's the kiss that should not have happened.
Insane. I mean,
We
we've
knew
seen that
something was going to
coming.
happen.
We have seen that coming since episode 1.
Yes,
It's
since
insane.
the look of what was going on was like,
Yeah, it's like I want to know how that's going to get explained because that is certainly
oh,
stepping over
from the
into.
whole next episode thing. There was a quick clip of something. I'm like, oh, it looks like it's going to go further. Like
Oh,
that night, it looks like it probably goes further. I'm just like, oh no, oh no.
okay.
So I'm thinking,
I guess
oh,
we'll find out tonight.
everybody's gonna be clutching their pearls and cringing. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh!" And then you have the whole like the skinny dipping stuff, and that whole situation just feels like that's like a. Ugh.
So Parker Posey did an interview, and so they were talking about her accent because she plays she's from Louisiana, I think, or Alabama, or
The
somewhere in
character's
there.
like South Carolina or
Yeah,
something.
somewhere. But her character's from North Carolina, which is where
North
I'm
Carolina.
from. And they live in Raleigh. Their kids go to Duke. And so she's got this accent. I grew up there, and it is spot on. man. And it's so they were talking to her about the accent, and so she does this thing that Aaron, if you're listening, this is your you love it. But she's like, Piper, no, no, and does this whole thing. And so TikTok has now taken that and turned it into a to put it to a DJ has mixed it and put it to a song and done this whole thing. It's hilarious.
I'm sure that they love doing that. They love doing some remixes on TikTok. That's for sure.
It is absolutely insane.
I love Piper Posey. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I've loved her. I mean, I've watched her in Party Girl. I've watched her in The House of Yes. I watched her like all the way back. And I mean,
Scream,
one of my favorite.
I mean, geez,
Oh,
man.
yeah, Scream 3, she was awesome. And my lawyer liked that. And, you know, I love her. And I don't know if you ever saw Josie and the Pussycats. Oh, my God. Perfect. She was perfect in that movie. That is a great movie. I don't know. That's such an underdog of a movie that people don't watch. I'm like, that is such a brilliant movie for how media works on people. It's great. And yeah, I love it. But there's a thing. I got her book like a few years ago. I got the audiobook for it. I don't know if you've ever read it. It's called You're on an Airplane. And
I have not.
So I got the audiobook, which is probably the smart move because she reads it. And she's talking to you as if you're sitting next to her on an airplane. So you hear like,
I will do it after the show's
the flight and everything going on. She's like, okay, so this is what's going on with me. I hate planes, but I'm going to talk to you, okay? And she starts telling you her whole life story as if you're sitting next to her on an airplane, and she just won't shut up. And it's really great. I love it. It's a great book. You should totally get the audiobook for it. It's best. I think it's probably the best way you can experience it.
I will do that. I'm looking for it now.
You're on an Airplane, Parker Posey. Anybody who's watching or listening, go for it.
God, I'm obsessed with Parker Posey. My God.
What is something that you are looking forward to coming out soon? It could be in like next month. It could be the next few years. It could be any time. What's a TV show you're looking forward to coming out soon?
Well, we talked about it earlier. The new Buffy revisit, we'll call it that, whether it's a reboot or the thing coming back. I do think that is probably quite some time away before that happens, but that is very exciting news. That is definitely something that I'm very excited about. Also, on the movie front, on the theatrical front, I don't know if I'm alone in this camp or how many people are in this camp with me, but I'm really kind of excited to see what James Gunn does with DC. Because I am kind of a James Gunn fan. I'm not going to lie. I do enjoy... I didn't think I'd like Guardians of the Galaxy as much as I did. And I really did enjoy his 3 movies that he did there. I enjoyed Peacemaker on Max.
And the Suicide Squad. Yeah.
The second Suicide Squad. Yeah. Right. The first one I don't think was his. Yeah. But... yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I like his style. So for that, I feel like I'm gonna trust that he's got this figured out.
I will say I did like Creature Commandos, which is he wrote all of that.
I did too. Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool. It was it kind of felt Suicide Squad-y, you know, but it was all like monsters and whatnot instead of just random convicts, which I thought was neat. But and had a good cast, good voice cast. So. I agree with you. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with it. I think he'll do a good job. I'm not worried about that. I just hate that they're getting rid of so many stories that had been started and they're not going to finish them. They could have merged some more, I think, in there. Not just Peacemaker. They could have merged Wonder Woman back in. They could have, kind of rebooted a little bit, kind of what they did with Daredevil Born Again. Just kind of like it's a soft reboot. Like some of the stuff happened, some of the stuff didn't happen. Now we're going forward. That would have worked, I think, but. What do I know?
So you haven't seen Born Again yet.
No.
And I will tell you, be prepared for that first episode. It's a doozy.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm probably going to watch it tonight. We'll see.
It left me in a space. I had to take a couple days. Off.
Oh, every episode I have to kind of wait. I have to wait between episodes. I can't binge Daredevil. It's just too intense. All those Marvel Netflix shows were really intense for the most part, and I just couldn't watch them back to back, especially like Jessica Jones. I think something I'm looking forward to coming up next this week. It's actually coming up this week. It just feels like it's been a long way off. Is The Connors? The Connors is finally ending. We're closing out the Roseanne universe finally, and hopefully on a good note. We'll see. Not in a I was dreaming this all away or I was writing a book away. Although this time I kind of really do wish they'd win the lottery, but and it didn't go wacky. They just win it and they're out. Their problems are solved, and that's the end. Like the last episode, they win the lottery. That'd be cool. Just the last episode, that'd be kind of neat. I don't think it's going to happen, but still, um, I'm looking forward to that. It actually is going to be coming out 2 days before this airs. And the next one I'm really looking forward to is Interview with the Vampire season 3.
Yes! Oh my God. It's the
I am
Rockstar
currently
season.
reading the Vampire Lestat. I am like, I want to say 3/4 of the way through it. I'm almost done. I'm getting prepped for it. Although I'm thinking they're probably going to do what they did with the first book and split it into 2 seasons. Because there's a lot. There's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching like behind the scenes videos coming up from like, they have a house. Like the writers have a house that they're all staying in and they rehearse things in and all this stuff. It's just a house that everybody's staying in, on, like near the locations they're going to be shooting. So I thought that was kind of neat. It's kind of like a little frat house, it looks like. And they've been having like recording sessions or at least rehearsals with Sam Reed for Lestat's rock band, and it's been kind of fun watching those. But he's like watching, and all of a sudden the door closes like on its own. Don't look in here, and it's been fun. I've been really looking forward to that because he's perfect. He's perfect as Lestat. He's just great, and
Mm-hmm.
he's kind of like, he's got that inviting face, but he's also very intimidating at the same time.
I
Um,
mean, they really, really outdid themselves with that show, Interview with the Vampire. I
mhm.
love it, love it, love it, love it, love it so much. And I don't know how they got the Mayfair Witches so wrong.
Well, I never read the Mayfair Witches, so I don't have any basis of comparison. I think season 2, they were saying it was coming back around. Like they course corrected a little bit because season 1 was such a big disappointment to fans of the books. And so I think that from what I've heard, is season 2 it's gone in a better
Well,
direction.
are they getting rid of what's her name, Alexandria Daddario? Because I can't stand her.
Really?
Cannot. Just, I don't know what it is. She triggers something in me, and I'm just like, oh, I can't stand it. So
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't
I
know
haven't
why she
watched it,
bugs me
so.
so much, but she does.
And thank you so much, Rick, for coming on and talking to me about TV shows and just what's coming up and our love for all these things, witches and magic and all that in between.
This is the most fun I've had, all weekend and a very long time too. So I'm happy that you had me on.
Excellent, excellent. So tell people where they can find Queer Magnolias and Old Cove.
So, Queer Magnolias, we are on. We're live every Monday night at 6 p.m. PST, and that is Los Angeles time, California time. And you can find us on YouTube, and then we are on all the other audio platforms, all the usual suspects from there. Old Cove is audio only, so there is no video version. There is no YouTube version, but we are on all the usual platforms as well. We are a season show, so right now we are writing episodes for season 3, and season 1 and season 2 are out already and wrapped a couple months ago. Dustin actually joined us for season 2 and made his big debut as the big bad in Old Cove, the new
The
big bad.
mysterious stranger that came to town. Yeah.
And is wreaking havoc already in a bunch of people's lives. So
Yeah. Awesome. I'm going to put all these links and whatnot in the show notes, especially for Queer Magnolia, so that way they can just jump right over there because it's going to be on YouTube. So definitely check that out. Every Monday, they have fun. They talk about current events. They talk about pop culture and with a gay twist, and a Southern gay twist at that.
a lot of Southern gay twists.
A little twist of lime as well because they're probably having
twist
a
and turn.
little.
Yes, we do have the front porch. So our front porch
Okay.
is my favorite part. So it's happy hour.
Yeah. All right. So thank you so much, Rick, for coming on again. And everybody, thank you for watching. Have a good day.
Bye, y'all.